Hey, what's up guys, Rockskull here, and since you all really like my past reviews of ASA, I decided to make a similar one talking about the recently released Club ARK. Now, Club ARK was something that just came out of nowhere, and I don't think anyone really expected. It's pretty different from normal ARK gameplay, but still has some aspects of things that were in ARK Survival Evolved. Basically, you can do missions similar to what you could do in Genesis. After those missions are completed, you earn these tokens that you can use to spend on spinning for a bunch of random loot. All these items you earn can then be uploaded into Eternal World to be transferred to any map. Some additional things you can do in Club ARK is grind up loot items you don't want for more tokens, duel with your friends, and get beer from a monkey. I think the first question on everyone's mind when you see something like this in modern ARK is it pay to win? And I'm happy to say it surprisingly isn't. Tokens are only earnable through missions, and can't be paid for directly. The only thing that is paywalled is one of the Bob's Tall Tales missions, which from what I heard is the most difficult mission, so I wouldn't really call it pay to win. If any of the ARK devs are listening, I know it is very tempting, but please don't make this pay to win. This is fine as is, and that goofy power main was far enough. Another quick one I want to get out the way, and I think is important to mention in any ASA review video, is performance. The main club area actually seems to have the best performance I've ever seen in ASA. My main guess is just due to how small the area is. There's also just a lack of action in general. Hopefully the main game learns from this someday. But unfortunately, of course, I found that the missions are just crashing simulators for me. Especially for some reason the Wackadoodle mission. Probably because of all the constant explosions that happen in it. I still find it really weird that it even happens though with how small these areas are. But I guess ASA always finds a way to surprise me. Next, we are going to go over the individual missions slash minigames Club ARK has to see if they're any good. As I said in the intro, missions are what you have to do in Club ARK to get tokens. They almost all have difficulty ratings, and higher ones of course give you more tokens similar to Gen 1. Starting with the lasso minigame, you're riding on an Equus with of course a lasso. Your main goal is to catch a bunch of female Avis before the time runs out. Once a group of 5 female Avis is captured, you must go to one of the green markers to drop off sheep. Then after you must grab more groups of 5 until you reach the end. Another important thing to mention in this minigame is that there are male Avis that will attack your horse and try to get in your way. If you accidentally hit one, it gets rid of any Avis you currently have and resets you back to 0. Now I did find this minigame pretty fun, however a major issue I constantly seem to run into was somehow hitting the male Avis behind me when I couldn't even see them. My only guess is that they are able to clip inside your model, which causes any lasso you throw to automatically hit them. This made this game mode probably the most challenging for me, especially with how mechanically challenging it could be. You have to aim this lasso directly or league in front of moving sheep in first person, while having to worry about constantly moving away from the male sheep yourself as well. I can't imagine how difficult this mission is on console. I was barely able to beat the alpha version of this solo. I think this mission overall gets a 7 out of 10. Pretty fun, but hoping the major issue of the male sheep clipping into your model gets fixed. Also possibly giving console players a boost in some form. The next mission called Wackadoodle I also found pretty mechanically challenging. In this one it gives you a very fast reloading spear gun you must use to shoot dodos that come out of dirt mounds. There are also snails you can shoot that will heal you, and poop that gives you minus points. One of the main reasons you need these snail heals is because there will constantly be exploding dodos chasing you while you do this. You can attempt to shoot them away, but I found just running around constantly is a better option. Once you gather enough points, a mega boss dodo will come out of the ground to peck your face. You must use bombs from the ground marked with green to explode this big dodo, and once he gets to half health, he goes back into the ground. You'll then repeat the same dodo whacking you did before for points, and then you can finish off the boss dodo for the victory. This mission was also pretty fun when I first played it, especially since I went in blind and did not expect the goofy giant boss dodo. This mission overall felt a lot less tough than the previous, but as I said before, still could definitely be mechanically challenging. I think the only major gameplay complaint I have for this game mode is that throwing the bombs at the boss felt a little whack at times. Like I would throw one directly at it, but I don't even see its health go down. Also, as mentioned before, the crashing on this one was pretty insane too. I unfortunately could not even complete the alpha difficulty due to this constant crashing. If this ever gets fixed, or works well on servers, I think this is probably the best mission to farm tokens. Next we're going to slightly go over the Bob's Tall Tales mission. Just know I still haven't purchased Bob's Tall Tales myself, and this is only from outside sources. Basically in this mission, you're trying to rob a train. There are of course things like NPCs and creatures trying to stop you though. To fight back, you have to collect weapons and healing items as you go. Then finally in the end there's one big battle where you have to shoot some dynamite to win. I think this mission overall seems pretty cool, as I've heard it actually has cutscenes and stuff. This mission also does give you the most tokens on alpha compared to the other missions, but I've heard it is also the most difficult and probably not really worth grinding compared to the others. The final mission I'm going to be going over here is Summer Shark, which came with the Summer Bash update. This one is a top top-down style game that has you level up a shark by eating things around you. These things of course fight back, and higher levels give more XP. There's also a chance something you eat heals you as well. The main end goal is to level up your shark all the way to level 10 before you die or the time runs out. This mission I also ended up finding pretty fun, and I would say it's probably the easiest out of all the ones I mentioned so far with how much freedom you have in it. A pretty different mission too from what we've previously seen in ARK, and on top of that, no major performance issues either from what I could tell. So overall, good stuff. Next, I'm going to talk about the loot Club ARK can give you, and if the idea in general is bad or good. So, as mentioned before, with the tokens you earn from the missions, you can spin for loot. You can get saddles, weapons, armor, resources, and skins. The crazy part is that you can get almost any item up to Ascendant/Tech quality for a lot of these categories. There's also this cool little build minigame you can do for better chance at higher quality stuff. Is this all in general a bad thing though and ruin the grind of the main game? I personally don't think so. It's optional, and I still say you can overall get better loot drops in caves and such. This is something I think would only be really good for people in early game, while late game people wouldn't benefit from it too much. I also heard this has been great for people on public servers when caves/loot drop locations get guarded, because these become impossible to get into, which means the loot inside is impossible to get as well. Club ARK gives these people another option to get better than primitive loot without having to worry about these people, and I think that's really cool. Final category I want to go over here is the Summer Bash update, and what future updates might look like for Club ARK. The first major thing this update did was completely redecorate the main club area. Instead of a western vibe, it of course gets into the summer theme. I do think it all just looks really cute, and some little details this update added are pretty epic. This update also added a mini-map, a player trading system, and of course the whole Summer Strike minigame mentioned earlier, which I'm happy to say is free to play too. A lot of big stuff here pretty early in Club ARK's life cycle, which gives me some pretty high hopes for future events/updates in general for this. I just hope things that feel rough in certain missions do get fixed in the wrong one and aren't just forgotten. Also, as long as the majority of the missions aren't paywalled, I don't think we would have to worry about this ever being pay to win either. Now I think the conclusion for me here is that Club ARK is surprisingly not that bad. A decent base concept, but in classic ARK fashion is rough around the edges. If we see improvements/updates to optimization, specific mission problems, and bugs, I could see Club ARK being a solid addition to the game. I do still hope this doesn't take devs' focus away from the main game, because as mentioned in previous videos, the base game still has quite a lot of issues. I do think it's a decent addition though, as it is something you can try if you're tired of the normal ARK gameplay, or just want something else to play with friends. Other than that, that's everything I wanted to go over in this video, so you can let me know your thoughts on Club ARK in the comments. Also, a quick thing I wanted to mention here is channel memberships, as I often forget to mention I actually have these in the video. Just know if you click that join button and become a Scully, you can get early access to videos, future content updates, exclusive emotes, and some possible exclusive videos/live streams every now and then. No pressure to any of you, of course, for joining, but I want to mention it to those who want to support me more directly. Anyway, thank you all for the support as always, and I'll see you all in the next one. Peace.
Rock skull. All he wants to do is stream all night. Lobby full. Rock skull. Never gonna play with me, but it's alright. He thinks I'm a roadhog. He thinks I'm a main. He thinks I'm a sinner, but that's okay. Rock skull. Rock skull. All he wants to do is stream all night.